back to my YouTube channel. This is A Little Dove 22, and today we are going to do a Victorian styled home that is going to be a 2-story, 2-bedroom, and 2-bath house. So I wanted to start off by laying foundation of where the stairway was going to be, and this is also a real house converted into a Sims house, so it's a double whammy. So right now I'm working on the entryway, the porch, and then the kitchen soon. So this is the entryway right here, and then there was supposed to be a pantry there, but I decided that wouldn't be practical, so at the base of the steps or the top of the steps I added a little mini room. Here I'm adding where the kitchen is going to be, and I am looking to see if the proportions would make sense. And then furthermore, I am looking, this is me looking back to the image that I was using of the floor plans. And then this is the bedroom on the first floor. This is the second bedroom, and then in the back is where the living room is. So I'm trying to figure out what size I want it to be. And then I realized I needed a bathroom, so I ended up cutting out one of the entryway what word am I trying to find? Entryway closets, and ended up incorporating that to the bathroom attached to the and adding it to the bathroom, and that's going to be where the living room is. Now I wanted to put a fireplace here, and I wanted it to be a raised fireplace because I thought that would be a cool add-on and have it like a little mantle. And then I decided it was like too big for what I was originally going to do, so I made it smaller. And then I added another side porch, and then I'm adding a back deck. These are all things in the floor plan. It's odd for it to have 3 entrances, but it ends up working very well with the slot because, as you can see, there are multiple ways you can enter the slot from. So I was like, this is a perfect room for the slot. So I ended up making the porch smaller, making the bedroom smaller too, because I realized it was going to be impractical. Deleted the walls for where the porch was going to be, or the porches were going to be, and the deck were going to be, and then I'm working on the upstairs part. Now there was this really weird nook I just placed there, and that's supposed to be a plant nook, and that's a really cool room that could end up being, I ended up putting a random plant in there, but I realized if you were playing Seasons, you could also put a Christmas tree in there, and that'd be a cool area that you could still be festive, but it's also like out of the way of your regular sim activities. So now I'm trying to replicate the 2nd story floor plan and make it all even and such. This was very difficult to do because I'm converting it from real life floor plans to Sims floor plans, and it doesn't always translate the same just because the walls are pretty standard in the Sims. There's not really much to really change, I guess. I don't know if that's like the correct thing to like say, but like you can't do like you don't have as much freedom as you do in real life, I guess. So there I am trying to do the proportions, realizing the roofing's going to be all out of whack. And then I just after I get the basic foundation of like where things are going to be or how it's like the exterior look of it, I decided to go ahead and start on the roof because the roof is going to be the hardest part. And I realized that wasn't a room, so I had to make it a room quickly. And it deleted the stairs, so I had to backtrack and remake the stairs and place them again. It was an unnecessary mess, but I had to end up doing it. So I decided to start getting started on the roof because, like I said, it's going to be a mess. It's a Victorian styled home, so like the roofing is like really, really like, I don't know how to say it. Like it's a big part of it's a big part of the character that the house gives. I apologize if I'm speaking all out of whack. It's been a while since I've actually recorded myself because I was having problems with OBS, as I said in my last upload. So I haven't recorded in like about a week, and it was already hard for me to do that because I'm not used to just talking to myself like this. And so like it feels odd to be doing this. Anyways, the roofing, I started doing it, and I kind of like the way that little nook looked. And I definitely want to do that for my other homes. I'm always too chicken to do that, to like do little cute nooks like that inside the roofing, just because like I'm not really good with roofing, so I always chicken out from doing it. So that was a nice thing to do that actually made it look nice. And then I had to extend this roof really high up for it to match the roofing below. I don't know how people do it. I don't know. I might have to watch some like other YouTube videos and on how to do roofing properly, or if there's like an easier way to do it. And then I decided to bring the fireplace or like the chimney back up here, and I wanted it to be. I thought that was really cute because like most Victorian styled homes do have chimneys, and I didn't realize there were chimneys in The Sims 4, which is dumb because a lot of like the bars and the museums and restaurants have the chimneys in Sims 4. I just don't typically renovate those, so I should probably put that on the list of things to do in The Sims, because I'm always just building houses. I haven't renovated gyms or anything of the such. I think I did a park once, but I didn't upload it, so maybe I'll do a park again later. And so basically I'm adding like these mini rooms, and then I decided on that fireplace, or that fireplace, oh my gosh, that chimney. It ends up changing like about 50 more times in this video because I was never really satisfied with how it looked. And even that one's the one I put now, it's not going to be the one that it is going to be at the end of the build. Now for the floor plan here, I raised the mantle up here so that it looked nice. I used that fireplace, which I usually use like the third fireplace from the third fireplace in the list. I don't know what I was trying to say from the right for, because it doesn't have any relevancy. And then I had some problems with that nook there because I kept trying to put the roofing there and it kept interfering with the nook area. It would cut it off so I wouldn't be able to place a window, and a window there was quite critical. I don't know, maybe there's a cheat, you know how like you can move objects, maybe there's a specific cheat that you could do for roofing. I don't know. And then I use those cute like arched windows. They're like, I don't know what they're called, but I use those cute arched windows, and I changed it into a different color because usually I just use like the base black or just go for like the base white. I think there's a base white. I don't remember. But I ended up using a different color so it had a different pattern, which I thought was really cool. I didn't like know that they changed the pattern at like the top. So I ended up using that same window all around the house. And I know the roofing still looks a little whack right now, but it changes, don't worry. And for some reason I kept getting tripped out by the chimney during this, so like you'll see me keep going up another level only to go back down a level because it's annoying me. And then in the floor plan here, it said that there were like windows there of where I put the half wall, which didn't make sense to me whatsoever floor plan wise. So I ended up just making it a half wall, and then it further changes into like a look over balcony, which isn't really practical for like, this is supposed to be like the master bedroom. So this might end up being like the second bedroom, and the one downstairs is the master bathroom, or master bedroom. Oh my goodness, if I had to like choose or whatever. Because then when I'm decorating it, I do decorate it differently because I don't think there's like a lot of privacy for it to be considered a bedroom. Here in the little, I forgot what those are called. The thing that I use to, it's like, what is it called? Oh my gosh, the thing on the, you know that room to the left right here, or right now? It's like that weird, it's at the top. It's like in place of a wall I put it. I'm blanking on the name. It'll come to me later. That will become a study. And then I'm changing the front doors because I liked the shape of that door that I originally had, but it just didn't have any texture and it just didn't sit right with me. And now I'm working on the foundation of what I want it to be, the design-wise. It didn't really matter because the house wasn't that high up off the ground, so it didn't really make that much of a difference. And then I decided to use those cute doors in it because it continues on with like the arch kind of theme with the windows. It's not the same, but it's similar. I put some wood floors in to keep the same Victorian kind of, I don't know, it's not really Victorian, but I call it Victorian because of the roofing that I have. I don't know, like I honestly don't know why I'm calling it Victorian, because it is mild Victorian, but it's not Victorian that like I would consider it Victorian. Like the Goth's house is a perfect example of what a Victorian house would be. It's like retro. Maybe it's a modern Victorian. Maybe that's what it should be called. Anyways, I started putting some pillars on the porches and decks, and then brought the railing and the wood outside. And then I have a whole nother fight with the roofs here because I realized in the floor plan from the website that I use, they extend the roofing out over the porches. So here's me messing around with that, and I made it a little bit of like an arched, or I guess it's like I made a concave arch for the patios, or yeah, for the patios, so that it would continue with the Victorian themed. And yes, I did air quotes and I did that. This one was the hardest one to make it look natural, and I ended up having to make the deck a lot smaller than what it was originally supposed to be, just because the roofing just looked so out of place. And it still looked out of place, but like I was ended up being fine with it. So I was like, you know what, whatever, it is what it is. So then I just moved on and decided to continue on with the windows in the house, because I didn't finish putting the windows everywhere. And I wanted to see what it looked like on the exterior, because I don't want the windows to look like out of place or unaligned, because that always somewhat bothers me. Then I was thinking about like the light fixtures I wanted to do, and then I took that giant chandelier and just scrapped the idea and used the cute little like tiny home living lights as lighting in there, instead of using like just the regular fluorescent lights. That one light that's like 95 simoleons, it's like really cheap, but like provides a lot of light. Anyways, that where I'm putting the fridge there was supposed to be the pantry, but there's no use for a pantry in The Sims. I mean, we don't really have that great variety of shelving to the point where we can make it, or like we don't have that many miscellaneous items where we could put them on the shelves to make it look like a pantry. So I decided to just make it a nook for the fridge, which was really a cool concept because I've never really like done that before, and I thought it looked pretty cool, and it ends up looking pretty homey. And I kept the dark colors continue through the house, and I worked on the upper cabinets, and then I ended up changing the upper cabinets above the windows because it didn't satisfy me, because it ruined the point of the windows, which was like one of the main focus points or focal points of the house. The windows, that they're like a beauty in themselves. So I'm adding some cute miscellaneous items on the counters because I just love to do that. And I was looking for the pans that go above the window, and they were too big, so I had to size them down for them to be able to fit. And I just placed them high above the sink like that. And then I put a cabinet above the fridge because there was a weird empty space. It just felt oddly empty, so I just put a cabinet up there. Ended up working out. Then I was trying to figure out what I could do in terms of Backsplash after I figure out what plants I wanted to put. And yeah, so, and then I tried to figure out what to do. Oh wait, I worked on the entryway. Never mind. I thought I was working on the Backsplash next. So I work on the entryway and I put a light in. I like the plant fixture because it looks nice. Okay, now I'm working on the Backsplash, yeah. I put a carpet underneath the sink like I usually do, because most people do have carpets underneath the sink because it gets wet. And then I put a cute tile Backsplash. It's a white brick one, which kind of ruins the Victorian theme, but also I didn't want it to be too dark because I didn't want it to like come off as claustrophobic. So I'm looking here for a little like entryway closet kind of thing, and there's some from the seasons that you saw me place there, but I was looking for the ones in tiny living, or no, sorry, not tiny living, laundry day, and but I didn't realize they were in laundry day. I thought they were still in season. So like you'll see me looking through seasons to try to find them, and I realized it wasn't there. So then I go, it's city living for whatever reason, and then I go to laundry day and finally find it. But then I start gathering things along the way because I was like, maybe I don't want to add the stuff from laundry day. Maybe I want to add like a cute little seating area. And the seasons ended up fitting the way I wanted. So I ended up just putting the laundry day one and a cute little entryway table or wardrobe thing near, and put a little painting above it because it looks cute. And it annoys me how some of the greater paintings are like unlockable at careers, which I know they have to do that, but that's just somewhat like annoys me. It's like one of those mild annoyances because it's like the best ones are inaccessible. And then I work on the entryway wallpaper and what I wanted it to look. I ended up just going for a gray. I thought that was like the easiest like color to go for. It's like a base color. You don't really have to worry about the furniture if it's gray. There was an odd space there, so I ended up just putting a bookshelf. And then I added a cute little bar, which ended up being quite practical. Like I wasn't sure what I was going to do with that area anyway, so that ended up being a good use of the space. Now I'm working on the living room. There's not much seating as I usually do have in my house, the houses that I usually make, and I think it's just because of how oddly shaped the living room was and how much activity was going around. So it was enough for the people that would be living in The Sims in this house anyways. And then there was that odd corner, like that odd space in the corner, so I ended up just putting a easel there, another activity for your Sims to do, so that they could upgrade their skills. And you could just always delete the easel once again and put another skill-based game, like a violin or whatever you'd like. But I ended up, I also put a bonsai tree there because I know that's another skill that you could do. And that was a weird space. But I was going to put a plant there regardless, but I was like, maybe I'll just put another learning skill thing there. And then it was really dark, and I didn't want to add a ceiling light, so I ended up just putting one of those, what shape is that? It's like a rectangle, but like, does it count as like a, okay, I need to go through geometry again, because I don't remember what shape that light is. But I ended up putting it there and put a painting underneath it to like accent that wall. And then I'm working on the bathroom. That's going to be the downstairs bathroom that everyone has access to, because you always need to access a bathroom that everyone has access to. Like ideally there would have been a half bath, and I think if I kept the like original plan with like the pantry and like the entryway, if I kept those, maybe I would have had room for like just a half bath, which would have had like just the toilet and the sink, and that would have been it. So now I'm working on the bedroom. I ended up going for that dark bed. I've never used that bed before, so I was like, I need to use that bed eventually, just to expand my knowledge and just to like test myself, I guess. Plus it was like this is like kind of like a darker themed home, so like it ended up working. And so I put a wardrobe which fit perfectly in that little space, a desk with a computer, and then there's me trying to figure out how I want to decorate it. I ended up just putting those like hanging plants there, which I love. I love to put them everywhere. I wish there were more more plants that you could like hang on the wall. Like that's something I really wish. I ended up using grandma wallpaper and it ended up working. It suited the house really well, especially the wood paneling at the bottom matched the wood paneling in the door, and it didn't like disrupt any of the different other wood. It didn't disrupt any of the other woods going on there, so that was nice. Then I wanted to put some plants to make it more lively, so I put like one of the plants from a gifted place that we got gifted in The Sims from the anniversary, I believe. And then I wanted to put like another like miscellaneous item, and I found this chicken, which I've never seen before, so I just put a chicken there. So I kind of like that. It's cute. I ended up taking the front door, moving it to the upstairs to where the door for the master bedroom is, which is no longer really the master. I brought the same lights upstairs, and then there's me trying to figure out what plants I want there. And then I wanted to put that one there because it was more filling of the space. Perfect example of the Christmas trees that would fit there. I was debating whether to put it there or not, but I realized not everyone has seasons, so they might be confused what that space was for, so I just put another plant from Laundry Day, which they might not have. I just realized that, but whatever. But I'm telling you now in this YouTube video that you could put a Christmas tree there if you have seasons, so just FYI, because that would be a perfect place to put it. Now I'm working on the little study for the upstairs area, and I actually really like the way it looks. It looks very homey and cozy, which was really nice because usually studies look all serious, but this somehow looked very endearing. I moved the roof a little bit because it was clipping through the wall, so I removed that. And then I wanted to put a painting on the way down because I feel like that would be a cool painting to look at the way down. And then I put another add-on abstract painting there because the wall looked a little bare. And so this was supposed to be a big bathroom, but then I decided against it and added a laundry room because I realized there wasn't any room for a laundry room in the floor plans for the on the floor plans I saw online. So I ended up just making room for it just because of the proportion difference in Sims and real life. So there was room for it. So I ended up just putting a laundry room there. And it looks really cute. I mean, there's not much you could really do for a laundry room. My laundry room's always just basic and they're mostly the same. And then I work on the upstairs bathroom for whoever lives in the upstairs, since there are going to be, at most there could be 4 Sims that live here because it's two queen size beds. So you got 4 Sims that live here. But you could edit it interiorly to make more room for others. I don't know. The master bedroom is really big, so maybe you could put like two sets of bunk beds so that there's 4 like total like sleeping areas upstairs, and then you could have the parents be downstairs, so that means you could have a total of 6 Sims. 6 Sims. I don't know if I emphasized the X. I don't know. It might have sounded like I said 6 Sims, which is not what I was trying to say. Anyways, I finished editing this bathroom. It looks really cute. I don't know how I feel about it. I think it's cute, but it's not like my taste of bathroom. That's not how I would want a bathroom to be themed in my house. It was just kind of made to be made. This is where I kind of I don't know, not depersonalize. This is where I realized that like the bedroom having like a loft area would be unpractical, because it's not like a studio where it's one person. Like there are going to be other Sims in this house, so the privacy is kind of gone. So that's why I was like, okay, I'm gonna make this a fold out bed and still use this room for like more living space, I guess, even though most people probably wouldn't use it. So I put some chairs and a little table so that people could like set stuff down, because you know how Sims love to do that. I put that rug base. I've never used that rug before just because it was so big, but I kind of like the way it looks, how it's like worn. I put these cute lamps there, which I've never used again. And yeah, that's how it ended up looking. And then I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do for the chimney, because I wanted the chimney to like look concise with the actual like the chute that it's at the top. I don't know if it's called a chute, but I wanted it to look like seamless. I didn't want it to like stick out like a sore thumb. So there's me just trying different things, and then I ended up switching the chimneys. Shocker, I know I warned you beforehand, and yes, I do it again. So there's me being indecisive, but I feel like most like simmers are quite indecisive when they're building things, because you're like, nothing matches. Like I was trying to match the swatch here, nothing matches. That's like one of the things that like mildly annoys me in The Sims. Nothing really truly matches swatch wise. And then I ended up going for a darker themed exterior, which ended up looking really nice because it was very like Victorian looking, and also kind of it made it look very homey, or like cozy is what I want to say. It kind of looked Victorian, but also was like definitely like a cabin in the woods kind of vibe. I tried to do that glitch, but I don't know what I thought it was going to change, because it still would have interfered with the window. So yeah, I ended up making the window smaller, which looked odd in the inside, but I was like, at this point, you know what, whatever. I changed the roof coloring to a dark, this cute little like, I call them fish slat. I don't know why, I just like to call it that. And then I did a dark brown trim for the roofing, and there was like that little nook up front that keeps like glitching out. See, it glitches out to be white. I don't know, you see where the roofing interferes in like the up front. That annoys me. You're just gonna have to keep putting the wallpaper or like the siding, because I keep putting it and it just keeps changing back. I wanted to mess around some more with the landscaping, so there's me doing that. It's nothing revolutionary or anything like that. Honestly, it might have been better off without it, because it ended up making like my landscaping in terms of plants looking a little odd. But you know, if you download a lot, I don't think the landscaping comes with it. If so, oops, I'm sorry. I'll keep that in mind in the future, and if it's like something that ends up being horrendous landscape wise, I'll try to remember to fix it before I upload it to the gallery. It shouldn't be hard to fix anyways. You just go to like the little, you see here where there's like the house at the bottom left corner. You just go to where the shovel is on the hill, and then you have options there. It gives you the options to paint, and that means it changes like the turf, I guess, or not turf, but like the ground, so you can make it from grass to dirt to sand to whatever you please. But then if you hit, I think it's the third option down, you could change the actual landscaping. See the shovel yeah, right there, the shovel, you could change the landscaping, and there's one where it makes everything flat. If you hover above the different options, it should tell you what they do, so you'll able to do that. Now I'm working on the landscaping here. I did the cheat where you could do the move objects freely, just because I like to overlap plants, because I don't like the snap grid thing in terms of plants, because it makes them look all concise, and like it doesn't like overlap, which most plants do overlap. It's not like they're growing just in one specific area. I wanted to add some trees, but the trees would interfere with the house too much unless I like moved it further away. But then I kind of forgot to do that because my dad called for dinner towards the end of this build, so I was like rushing to finish it. Because I was so close to finishing, like if I stopped the video and restarted it, it would only be like maybe a minute left, and I didn't think it was worth it. So I was like, okay, I'll just like speed it. Anyways, I'm finishing up the landscaping. I still want some more plants. I really want some more plants in The Sims. I feel like, especially like bigger bushes in terms if like you're trying to fill out the area, because it was hard to fill out the area, and it ended up being like a big array of like of grand variety of different plants, and it was a lot to look at, but it ended up looking nice. I thought it looked nice. Someone else might not think so. Plus, there's a great source of income there. If you hate it, you could always sell it, and then you have a great source of income for your Sims, because plants are expensive in The Sims. I wanted to put a cute little fountain in the back. That didn't really suit the vibe. I should have just deleted it. You could delete it. Great sources of income, remember. Anyways, so then I finished up here, and this is what the final look of the house is. So I added some seating in the patios, and that's the first floor. And I put up all the roofs so you could see what it looks like completely from the exterior. Ignored the glitch thing. I know, I'm so sorry. But this is what it looks like finalized, and it is uploaded into my gallery. You could go check it out at A Little Dove 22. It is called the Victorian, I think it's just Victorian home. Well, yeah, let's see what I type in. Victorian house, yeah. So that's it. Thanks for watching.